KAMIKAZE-FOX coming to you just in time for the start of round 7 qualifying here at Budapest, the Hungaroring, for the Hungary Grand Prix. So, good to be back. I know I missed last round. I want to thank Sandre Sauerhog for taking time away from his actual race duties to fill in for me. So that's kind of cool. He also filled in for me during the SRL while I was stuck at work. So shout out to Sandre. Looks like he'll be racing today. Good to have him back on the grid. But round 6, British Grand Prix last time out, we saw Jay Drawbridge pick up his second pole of the year. Luke Smith picked up his first win of the year after a dismal start to this season. Gabriel Ryan picked up his first podium of the year. And Jack Hoyle picked up his third podium of the year. So quite an interesting race last time out. Too bad I wasn't able to be here to call it. And it looks like we've got, I want to say 15 drivers today. And we will run down that here. 15 drivers. And bear with me here for just a little bit. So it looks like after last round, Jay Drawbridge has a 2-point lead over Felix Naguar in the championship point standings. Doesn't look like Felix was in the last round. And Jay Drawbridge managed to finish 4th. So that helped him take the points lead, only by a couple points though. And as we said, Luke Smith picked up his first win of the year. We got some guys already chiming in on the live chat. Andre and Rush Viper. And interestingly enough, Jack Hoyle, he picked up his third podium of the year last year, and in succession, he's had a first, second, and third. So congrats to Jack Hoyle. He's definitely making a name for himself. And I want to give a little bit of a little quick shout out to Alexander Bastos, who finished 6th last time out. Good for him because all of his other finishes this year have been 7th place. He's had 3 7th place finishes this year. Finished with a 6th last time out, so good for him. And also last time out, even though it wasn't there, but Cameron Weston Edwards made a rare appearance at the British Grand Prix, so it was good to see him back on track for IRL. Managed to finish 8th last time out. And Adrian Storm continues to impress in IRL. Finished 9th his last time out, but the F2 driver getting the call up to F1, so good to see him having another solid points day last time. I'll try and run down everybody here. We are currently watching Lewis 11W4. That is Lewis Curtis in the Renault. And we have Thomas Scott in the Force India. Technique Gaming, that is Valay Himalayan. Canaval Hoon. And then Sandre still in the pits. KLC 73, that's Aaron Collingwood. He has proven to be very quick so far. Gabriel Ryan out on track. And we've got Louis Quinlan back. Quinlan took a little bit of a sabbatical. He was having some wheel issues earlier in the year. And he stated that he would be withdrawing himself from IRL until he got a new wheel. Got one for Christmas, and he's back here for the first race back. Felix Naguar out on track. A couple of points behind Jay Drawbridge. Saba 6-2. In the other Haas, your points leader, Jay Drawbridge in the McLaren. Brandon, the man Glover, back in his Mercedes. Luke Smith is still in the pits, and then Alexander Bastos is rounding out the 15 drivers that we have today. And TTG Squeezy, that is Jack Hoyle, proven to be very quick so far this year. 122.983 from his first run out. And then look at this, Brandon Glover, 118.278. So he quickly jumps to the top of the charts. And we've got Sandro Dulius chiming in on the live chat from SRL fame. So always good to have him along with one of our streams. And while there are many SRL leagues, there's only one Sandro racing league. You can check out their YouTube page. They raced yesterday as well. Another good, solid, exciting race. And we've got Aaron Collingwood is now 1:17.938, followed closely by Lewis Curtis. Oh, and look at this, Felix Naguar, 1:16.6, the first driver to crack the 1:17 barrier, and drops into the 1:16s. Caution in Sector 2. So the times are dropping dramatically here. You see a little bit of an overcast day. Track temperature should be low, so the grip should be high. Budapest is notorious for traction issues. I actually participated in the F2 race yesterday for IRL and struggled with grip all day. Was running 10th. I was looking forward to putting a point on the board, but lost the car very late in the race and dropped to 11th in a DNF. But that's my first official outing in a league race, the F1 2018 game for PS4, so it is what it is. We'll see if we can fill in a seat for next week and see if we can do better. Continue to watch Felix Naguar. And we're going to pick up Ville Himalayan. Looks like he's on the medium tires, trying to put some heat into them. Somebody requesting tire data. Everybody is so worried about tires. A lot of mediums, a couple of ultra softs. And first, your top 3 times are all set in the ultra softs. Then you get to the guys with the mediums, where the times are in the 1:18s. Everybody on their outlaps. We're going to watch Himalayan on his outlap. It looks like Lewis Curtis has retired from the session, as well as Thomas Scott. So Lewis was 3rd fastest. Looks like he might have run into an issue and crashed out along with Thomas Scott. He was only able to get a 1:29.0, and then it looks like he may have run into a problem. 1:29 very well off the pace. That'll probably drop him towards the back of the field. 11:30 left to play in this qualifying session. We are going to watch Himalayan here through Sector 1. Oh, and Quinlan. Louis Quinlan is retired from the session. He was only managed to get 11th quickest. We've lost Gabriel Ryan as well. And now Luke Smith has retired from the session as well. We're losing a lot of drivers here in the qualifying session. 10 minutes left to play. Himalayan manages to get 2nd quickest with a 1:17.736. We're going to pick up Brandon Glover in the other Mercedes. He's out on soft tires. He's on his outlap. Lewis Curtis still has the 4th fastest time. And you see he moves aside to let one of the Ferraris go by. Looks like that would have been possibly Aaron Collingwood on his outlap. That would have to be Collingwood because Luke Smith has crashed out, unfortunately, and looks like he'll be starting at the rear of the field. He did not set a time. The 3 drivers that have yet to set a time has been Sondre Sauerhog, Jay Drawbridge, and Luke Smith, who is out. Pick up Jay Drawbridge. Drawbridge has 2 poles on the year. He had one at round 6 at Silverstone. He had one back at round 3 in Mexico. We've got Lewis Marshall chiming in on the live chat. Always good to have him with us as well. I was told yesterday that he will not be participating in IRL for the remainder of the season. Certainly wish Lewis the best of luck in whatever his next endeavor may be. So Jay Drawbridge goes second fastest with a 1:17.2. So Felix Neguar is the only driver to break 1:16s. A half second faster than Jay Drawbridge. Jack Hoyle is third quickest. And he is up in Sector 1, a 10th over his previous time. And now Aaron Collingwood has gone second fastest. Brandon Glover has gone fourth quickest as we continue to watch Jack Hoyle. A few hundredths up over his previous time at Sector 2. Oh, and he runs very wide there coming out of that corner, and he's going to abort the lap. Head back into the pits. Pick up Saba 6-2 in the Haas. So far, a 1:18.3 has been his best lap. Saba's proven to be a pretty quick and scrappy driver. He hasn't had the finishes this year that he's wanted, I'm sure. Had 7th place finish last time out. He had a 7th place finish back in Mexico. 8th place back in round 1 in Canada. He is a quicker driver than that. So he'll be looking to try and put up a good time and hopefully put some good points on the board today. See, he drops to 11th quickest. Everybody's in the pits right now except for Saba. He's out on the track. Him and Alexander Bastos. The caution in Sector 1. We're going to stick with Saba 6-2 for now. Nile Himalayan has come out. He's going to start his out lap. A little bit of a lock up there on the left front, heading down on his very hard downhill left-hander. And then you come up this hill to a blind left-hander. Oh, when he runs wide, you're going to see that a lot today. Right-hander up the hill, and you're going to come into this next little chicane here. Looking to see what his time is going to be in comparison to. Looks like he's a little bit off the pace. I could be wrong. Caution Sector 2 and 3 now. See the Mercedes in the background there. I believe that's Himalayan getting ready to come in and do his hot lap. 6-2 runs very wide through there, and he is going to be well off the pace. Caution in Sector 1. Looks like Jay Drawbridge was coming out of the pits. And a little bit of action here. Can Balhoun getting around. Looks like Felix Neguar. Neguar's on an out lap, as is Van Hoon. Malhoun, I should say. I'm sorry. So less than 4 minutes to go. We've got some guys coming out of the pits on their out laps. Jack Hoyle getting ready to start another hot lap as well. So we got Felix Naguar was on an out lap. Looks like he might have just started his hot lap. Aaron Collingwood is still in the pits. Him and Naguar are the only two drivers breaking on the 116s. Oh, and now Saba Siktu does put up a good time. 116.923. New third fastest. Told you Saba had it in him. Does Jack Hoyle have anything to bring to the top of the charts? Oh, he runs very wide there. That may have invalidated the lap time. Looks like he's still on it. Runs wide there as well. He's pushing, that's for sure. Sectors of 1 and 2 have cautions. Here comes Hoyle. 1:16.479 to the top of the charts. Fastest lap of the day. We'll pick up Felix Naguar. He's on a hot lap now. He's in Sector 2. Naguar get back the pole position. Looks like he's going to abort this lap. And now you see Technique Gaming. That is Malay Himalayan 1:16.444. And he just called it a day. And now look at this, Jay Drawbridge, 1:16.1. The times are dropping here with only a couple minutes left to play in this qualifying session. Himalayan called it quits after he came across the line. Jay Drawbridge was right behind him. We'll pick up Felix Naguar again. Jack Hoyle's third quickest, 1:16.479. At the request of Lewis Marshall, there is tire data. Hope that Mercedes didn't throw up Naguar's lap times. He's in Sector 2, runs very wide there. Really pushing the car at this point. Runs wide there as well. He'll come across the line. He'll have just enough time to do one more lap if this one wasn't good enough. .1:16.8 does not improve his time. Jay Drawbridge has retired from the session along with Aaron Collingwood. And now Felix Naguar has retired from the session. Jack Hoyle, 1:16.2 comes across the line. And we'll pick up Sondre Sauerhog, and he's had an off. And he calls it a day. That just leaves Brandon Glover, the lone man on track right now. He's in Sector 2. Does he have anything to improve his time? Is it anything for the top two guys? Last set of corners for Glover. Does he have anything for the top three drivers? 1:16.1 is what I saw, and he has Brandon Glover pole position. Unbelievable run there at the end. I saw a 1:16.105 is what I think I saw. And there it is, 1:16.104, followed by Jay Drawbridge, Aaron Collingwood, Jack Hoyle, Ville Hemmerleyen, Felix Negor drops all the way to 6th. Saba 6'2 is 7th. Ken Valhoon is 8th. Sandre Sauerhog 9th. Lewis Curtis 10th. Followed by Gabriel Ryan, Alexander Bastos, Thomas Scott, Louis Quinlan, and Luke Smith set no time, starting dead last, all the way at the back of the field. So congratulations for Brandon Glover for his first pole position of the year. This should make for a very interesting race. In fact, that's Brandon Glover's first pole in quite a long time. I don't remember if he had one last year or not. I mean, Glover is a very quick driver. Usually up towards the top half of the field for sure. Off to a little bit of a slow start this year. But he'll definitely be looking to have a good outing today. So the formation lap is underway. As we said, Brandon Glover gets his first pole position of the year. He's followed by Jay Drawbridge, your championship points leader. Aaron Collingwood looking to be a contender this year in the championship is starting third. Jack Hoyle also looking to be a contender. He's been very impressive so far. Ville Hemmerleyen with a very good lap time puts him fifth quickest. Felix Negwar, the professor, as I like to call him, starting sixth. He's 2 points behind Jay Drawbridge in the championship point standing. Saba Siktu qualified seventh. Ken Valhoon is eighth. Sandre Sauerhog, your league president, operator, starting ninth. Lewis Curtis is 10th, the Renault. Gabriel Ryan had a podium his last time out, but he'll be starting 11th. Alexander Bastos has 3 finishes this year of 7th place and a 6th place finish. Can he finish any higher today? Thomas Scott has not had the year that he wanted to, and we're looking to improve today. Louis Quinlan's first race back. Off to miss a couple of rounds due to steering wheel issues, but now with the new wheel, will he be able to put some points on the board? And Luke Smith in the Sauber. And Luke Smith pick up another win. Is he back to his old form after finishing with a couple of DNFs earlier in the year? Looks like he's on medium, so he'll be looking to do a very long first stint for sure. So lots of talk in the live chat. I like to see that, guys, communicating with each other, talking about the race and talking about the F2 race yesterday. So, grid comes to a halt. We'll get the reset here. Lights out. Time to run what you brung. Jay Drawbridge gets a good start down the inside, as does Collingwood. He's got the better line. Glover looks like he's going to lose out on this. Jay Drawbridge to the front. Collingwood now on the inside trying to get past Glover. Not going to be able to make it happen. Oh, and a big move by Collingwood. Sweeps to the inside. Glover trying to get the power down. Oh, and Collingwood runs very wide. Oh, no, it looks like there's some other cars running wide in the back. Woo! Glover is dropped back to third. Meanwhile, Ville Himalayan is under attack by Felix Neguar. Oh, it looks like one of the Williams there that was Can Valhoen dropped the wheels into the grass. So far, pretty clean opening lap. For once, I didn't see any cars off or any wings breaking or anything of that nature. See these guys running very wide. Glover drops back to third. He's going to want those positions back for sure. So very incredible opening lap. Very clean. Very nice to see that for a change. Collingwood in hot pursuit of Jay Drawbridge. And it looked like that was Felix Neguar that ran very wide there. Neguar looking to make a move down to the inside of Himalayan. Ooh, a little bit of contact there, but it looks like he's going to make the move. Stick goes up into fifth. Lots of action here at the front. Collingwood still trying to pursue Jay Drawbridge. First four drivers are within 1.5 seconds of each other. You see Drawbridge, Collingwood, Glover, Hoyle all coming through the chicane, followed by Neguar, Himalayan, and Can Valhoen. Luke Smith, by the way, who started dead last, has moved his way into 10th in a lap and a half. So he started 15th, has worked his way into the championship point standings. You see the top four drivers here. Here was your pole sitter, Brandon Glover's falling back to third. So Collingwood chasing Jay Drawbridge. They're both on softs. Drawbridge sets the fastest lap. We got a caution in sector 3, and maybe Lewis Curtis. Looks like Curtis may have gotten spun around. He's back here with Alexander Bastos and Sanjay Sauerhog. And meanwhile, Jack Hoyle has gotten around Brandon Glover to move up another spot. So Glover drops to 4th. Meanwhile, Collingwood still trying to put the pressure on Jay Drawbridge. And we are lap 3, so the DRS should be enabled. We've got a caution in sector 2. Looks like that's going to be Quinlan, and he's gone around. Oh no, and now Louis Quinlan is done. Had the front wing ripped off. And Quinlan's car sits at a rest, and he's done for the day. Another DNF for Louis Quinlan. New wheel, new year. Same results, unfortunately, for Quinlan. Cautions in sector 1 and 2 now. Looks like this is Luke Smith. Luke Smith is dropped to the back of the field now. He was up to 10th. And it looks like his teammate, Felix Neguar, has headed into the pits. A very early pit stop. You can only assume that he's got wing damage. No, he does not. So in and out, pitting on lap 4. So Brandon Glover will pick him back up, running 4th, and then we're going to go back to the battle for the lead here. Collingwood still putting the pressure on Jay Drawbridge. Hasn't been close enough to make a move. Felix Neguar now picks up a 3-second time penalty. It looks like Jack Hoyle is starting to creep into the picture here. We're going to have a 3-way battle for first spot. Meanwhile, Ville Himalayan has creeped up onto the backside of his teammate, Brandon Glover, who started on pole. Glover heads into the pits. Brandon Glover is going to drop all the way back to the bottom of the point standings for this. Looks like Saba Siktu is trying to make a move on Can Balhoun. Oh, a little bit of a argy-bargy there, trying to go around the outside. Luke Smith picks up a 3-second time penalty. Gabriel Ryan has retired from the session. Meanwhile, the three-way battle at the front continues. It looks like Lewis Curtis has disconnected himself from the session. Ville Himalayan just set the fastest lap. You see Hoyle popping out of line. Thought about making a move. And Gabriel Ryan has officially left the session. You see Hoyle now looking to make a move on Collingwood. Collingwood has fallen back a little bit. James Drawbridge has managed to pull a little bit of a gap over these two. And Hoyle now very close to the back end of Collingwood's Ferrari. Here comes Drawbridge, followed closely by these two. Oh my! Hoyle tried to pop the curb a little bit, get on the inside. Didn't work. Meanwhile, while these guys are starting to battle it out, Ville Himalayan is starting to creep into the picture. He's only 1.3 seconds behind Jack Hoyle in this battle for second. Hoyle just picked up a 3-second time penalty. He's going to try and get on the inside of Collingwood. Can't make it work. And now Hoyle is going to be close enough to the backside of Collingwood to make a move at the end of the front stretch here. DRS slot is open. Collingwood takes the more defensive line down to the inside. Oh no, and Luke Smith is retired from the session. DNF, looks like he may have crashed out, unfortunately. Cautions in sectors 1 and 3. Collingwood trying to defend his position from Jack Hoyle. And they're coming up on the lap car now of Lewis Curtis. And Curtis's car, oh, and there you see Luke Smith's car destroyed. The right front suspension is broken. Jay Drawbridge, Clausen in sector 2. Hoyle pops the curb again. Definitely cut the chicane that time a little bit. 3-second time penalty for Sanjay Sauerhog. Ville Himalayan has now crept his way into this battle, it looks like. Hoyle still trying to find a way around Aaron Collingwood. Oh, and Hoyle runs very wide, gets a little bit of a tank slapper coming out of that last corner. Is he going to be close enough to make a move? No. DRS slots will be open coming down to this short little chute here. And there you see Himalayan. And it looks like Lewis Curtis has rejoined just in time to retire his car officially. So he'll have a DNF at his 12th. Caution in sector 1 as now Thomas Scott picks up a 3-second time penalty. And Luke Smith chiming in on the live chat saying 3 out of 4 races this year. His setup has done him no justice. And look at this, Jack Hoyle now to the inside, which is going to become the outside. And look at this, Himalayan's going to try and get on the inside of Hoyle. Not going to be able to make that stick. Three-way battle for second. Look how far down on the wall they run. Hoyle's going to have to go to the outside. Collingwood's going to make a good long way around. 3 wide into the first quarter. Everybody thought better of it. And now Hoyle trying to make it stick. Down to the next corner. Collingwood still has the more preferred line. Ooh, and look at this. Hoyle gives him the perm horn. And now Himalayan is all over the back of Hoyle. Hungary proving to be a very hard track to pass on. And while all this is happening here for second spot, Jay Drawbridge has managed to pull himself away 1.5 seconds clear to get out of the DRS range. You see the back end of the Ferrari kick out. Collingwood trying to get the power down. Here comes Hoyle again, followed closely by Himalayan. Hoyle to the inside. Pushes Collingwood wide. Collingwood hangs tough. He's going to have the more preferred line going through this last set of corners here. Back end kicking out again. Hoyle trying to get the power down, runs a little bit different line. And now Collingwood all the way down to the wall to try and protect the inside line. Hoyle's got to move to the outside. And now again, 3 wide as they head to the corner. Oh, and Collingwood's going to push Hoyle wide. Not Sabasiktu. I want Himalayan as he gets to the inside of Hoyle. Hoyle loses a spot, but he's not giving it up. He takes it back at the next corner. Oh, and he's going to run wide coming down the hill. And with all this going on, Jay Drawbridge is now 2.6 seconds clear of this battle. So while these guys are fighting it out, Jay Drawbridge is starting to pull away. And Sabasiktu, who's running 5th, is starting to close in the gap. Hoyle now looking to make a move on Collingwood. Oh my, and Collingwood tries to shut the door. Collingwood being very defensive. He's making that car very wide and hard to get around. Nobody chooses the pits. Look at this, Himalayan at the last seconds to decide to head into the pits. So now we're back to a 2-car battle. Collingwood and Hoyle continuing to go back and forth for the second spot. Hoyle again goes to the outside. Oh, and Collingwood with a little bit of a nudge there. Hoyle gives it back. Oh, and Collingwood tries to take the defensive line, puts the left side tires into the grass. Around the outside goes Hoyle. The back end kicks out on the Ferrari, pushes him wide. Hoyle's going to be a little displeased with that. Collingwood does the right thing, gives up the spot. And now Jack Hoyle is going to be second place. It looks like Collingwood is starting to suffer with rear grip. In the midst of all that, Sabasiktu picked up 2 seconds on this battle within the last lap. He's now 2.4 behind Collingwood. Collingwood runs very wide coming out of that corner, and he is now well without a doubt going to stay in 3rd for the next few laps. Does he come in this lap? Jack Hoyle stays out. Collingwood stays out. Meanwhile, we're going to pick up our championship contender, Felix Neguar, currently running 8th. Started 6th. Oh my! Him and Sandre both had a little bit of a hard time there coming out of the horseshoe. Neguar to the inside. You see another battle back there. That's going to be Ville Himalayan on his teammate Brandon Glover for 9th, as you see Neguar's going to get... Oh no! The back end looks like it kicked around on him. Where is Neguar? Manages to hang on to the spot. lockup heading into that corner. Oh, and Sandre ran a little bit wide there. We're going to pick up Himalayan, who was a part of that three-way battle for second for many laps. Pitted, he's now back out, got past his teammate Glover, who started on pole. He's now closed in the gap to Sandre Sauerhog for the 8th spot. Himalayan gets around him. So Sandre's lost 2 spots this lap. And now Brandon Glover is going to be looking to get around Sauerhog. Meanwhile, Jay Drawbridge has just come into the pits. Drawbridge leaving the pits. Is he going to come out in front of Thomas Scott? He will not. He'll fall back to 5th. And Can Valhoon right behind him. Felix Naguar there, looking to pick up another spot. Down to the inside. Big lockup heading into that corner. Naguar picks up 6th spot. Doesn't look like Valhoon may be done with this battle. Looks like Drawbridge is out on mediums. Yes, he is. Fresh mediums, that is. Might take a lap or 2 for them to heat up. Might not have as much grip. These 12 laps on some of these softs. They're going to be starting giving up grip here soon. You see Naguar trying to get to that position. Drawbridge coming in. Oh, Thomas Scott runs wide. Looks like Scott had a hard time getting into that corner. And now Jack Hoyle is in the pits. He's leaving the pits. Here comes Jay Drawbridge. Drawbridge will go back to the front. So Drawbridge comes out in front of Hoyle, who's all the way down in 7th. And Himalayan just made the move on Thomas Scott for 5th. Naguar still within DRS range of Jay Drawbridge. Now, Drawbridge has pitted. He just came out of the pit, so he'll effectively be the leader once Collingwood and Sabasic make their pit stops. Felix Naguar has yet to pit. And you see Thomas Scott is now going to head into the pits. Meanwhile, we're going to pick up Saba Siktu. He's closed the gap down to Aaron Collingwood. Collingwood and Siktu have yet to pit. Himalayan now is looking to make a move on Felix Naguar down into the chicane. Oh, Naguar hangs tough. Himalayan had the tires in the grass trying to make the pass. Himalayan's proved to be a pretty quick driver in a couple of outings that he's had this year. No takers on pitch this time by. Himalayan around the outside. Oh, and he's going to have the more preferred line heading down in the next corner. Collingwood came into the pits. So now this is the battle for third. Negwar's still there, though. And those softs have got to be given up here at this point, this late in the running. The softs start to give up grip around lap 12, and it looks like the pit window is usually lap 15 to 18. Jack Hoyle now. Running on the mediums is now caught up to Felix Negwar. Hoyle's already made his pit stop. Oh, and Hoyle, who was a part of that battle for second for a long time, had a hard time trying to get by Collingwood. Does he have better luck getting around Negwar? I don't think Negwar's going to fight him too hard. I think Negwar understands that he's on fresher tires than Negwar himself. Saba Siktu just made his pit stop, so that hands the lead over to Jay Drawbridge, being followed by a very fast Technique Gaming Relay Himalayan. Jack Hoyle's managed to get in third, Negwar running fourth. Brandon Glover, your pole sitter, is fifth, but he is followed by Aaron Collingwood in sixth. Saba Siktu has come out in seventh. Sandre, who's had a little bit of a rough day, but not too terrible, is running in eighth. Ken Valhoon is ninth. Thomas Scott's got the last points paying position, and Alexander Bastos is 11th. He's the last car running. Lewis Curtis, Luke Smith, Gabriel Ryan, and Louis Quinlan have all crashed out, unfortunately. Negwar has yet to hit. And here's a battle. Look at this. Brandon Glover on the inside of Collingwood. Glover trying to get back some of the positions he lost. He started on pole, lost 2 positions in the opening lap, and has fallen through the field. Now trying to gain some of them spots back, but as these two are fighting each other, Saba Siktu is starting to creep his way into the picture. Everybody a little spread out now. Not everybody has made their stops yet. Actually, Sandre Sauerhall was the only driver to not make a stop. Oh, and look at this big lock up there. 6-2 trying to get in the inside of Glover. Oh, and they're almost bang wheels. 6-2's going to be on the outside of this corner. To the inside, they're side by side heading up to this blind left-hander. Glover keeps the position for now. Little puff of smoke out of the right front from Saba. And we're going to monitor the time between Jay Drawbridge, Eli Himalayan, and Jack Hoyle. Himalayan is actually starting to slice into the lead now. Jay Drawbridge's lead is about 2.5 seconds. Jack Hoyle's less than a second behind him as we see Saba trying to make another move on him, on Brandon Glover. And Felix Negwar finally heads into the pits to swap out the softs. Saba on the outside of Glover, goes in deep, goes around the outside. Oh, and it looks like he's got the advantage this time. Power move on the outside of Glover through that corner and takes the spot away. Now we're going to head to the battle for third because now Jack Hoyle's within half a second of Ville Himalayan for the second spot. Meanwhile, Himalayan's got the lead to Jay Drawbridge cut down to about 2.3. Hoyle had a really hard time earlier trying to find a place to pass Aaron Collingwood. It's a hard track to pass on as it is. It's pretty narrow. Not a lot of long straights or braking zones. The track really just kind of has an ebb and flow to it. Really a rhythm track more than anything else. Your best spot to pass would be the front stretch heading into turn 1. It is the longest stretch on the track. You see there in the foreground was Jay Drawbridge as these two battle it out. Looks like Sandre's finally going to pit. Got 21 of 35. That's going to drop him all the way down to 10th. Brandon Glover pitting as well, making his second stop. And Jay Drawbridge's lead is now under 2 seconds as these two are creeping in. And looks like Himalayan locking up them mediums a lot heading into some of these corners. And Felix Negwar just ran the fastest lap of the 1:19.109. He's currently running 6th in the running order. Meanwhile, Hoyle's still trying to find a way around Himalayan, but these two have caught Jay Drawbridge now. 1.5 second gap back to second spot. So in the next lap or two, it looks like we're going to have another 3-way car battle for the lead. And again, Hoyle going to be in DRS range as they head out onto the front stretch. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to make a move. .3 back to Ville Himalayan and Jack Hoyle. You see Drawbridge in the foreground there, and now Sandre Sauerhog has ran his fastest lap, 1:19.0. He is currently 10th. And now, Himalayan and Hoyle both have the DRS advantage. Gap to the leader is less than a second, not by much. Now you see Drawbridge, Himalayan, and Hoyle running 1, 2, 3. Himalayan all the way down to the inside wall. "11 laps to go in this Hungarian Grand Prix. And it looks like the fight is just starting. Oh, look at Hoyle. He drops the right side tires into the grass, makes that blind left-hander. Running really aggressive. And Sondre Sauerhog just set a new fastest lap at a 1:18.9. So Sondre looking to set the fastest lap again. He's done that a number of times this year. Set the fastest lap for the race. Himalayan runs a little wide there. Drawbridge trying to keep that gap. He's almost got it back out to his second. Not close enough, though. And Hoyle doesn't fall for the trick this time. He doesn't run all the way down on the wall with Himalayan. Hoyle does it again, as does Jay Drawbridge. Continue to watching this battle unfold. These guys, they're close enough to each other for DRS, but they're not close enough to make a move. We've got Thomas Scott now loses. Oh no, Scott's gone around and crashed into the Armco. Looks like he's lost his front wing. And Scott is going to call it a day and retire from the session. So Thomas Scott, another DNF. So we started with 15. We're now down to 10 cars remaining. But realistically, the only 3 cars we're worried about are these 3 right here. Jay Drawbridge, followed by Ville Himalayan, followed by Jack Hoyle. 3-way car battle for the top spot. 9 laps to go. Oh, and Hoyle's back end kicks out. Put the power down a little too early, picked up a little too much curb. Almost lost the whole back end of the car. Why do I want to look out from the back of the car when everything is happening in the front? I don't understand this game. We hop on board with Hoyle down the front stretch. Puff of smoke out of Ville Himalayan's car. to look like Himalayan cars kicked sideways just a little bit. Up on board again. Oh, in the back end again, around for Himalayan. And again, out onto the front stretch. Anybody close enough to make a move? It does not look like it. Thomas Scott has officially left the session. Tough outing for him. He was running 10th. Looked like he might have run into a little bit of an issue. Head on to the Armco, lost the front wing, and called it a day. 10 cars remaining, which means everybody gets a point. And now Himalayan has closed into the backside of Jay Drawbridge. So the question is who's going to make the move first? Is Himalayan going to make a move on Drawbridge before Hoyle makes a move on Himalayan? The top three running within a second of each other. Drawbridge has very calmly stayed out in front of this battle, even though these two caught him a number of laps ago. Neither one of them, Himalayan or Hoyle, have been able to find a way around the other, or around Drawbridge for that matter. Himalayan looks like he's going to have a little bit of a good run coming out of this corner here. Himalayan will be able to close up on the backside. He's going to dive bomb in there. Is he close enough to make it stick to the inside of Drawbridge? Drawbridge manages to stay out front just by a hair. Himalayan's going to try the outside lock up there. And now Himalayan's to the inside. Side by side. That's not going to work up to this blind left-hander. Himalayan does not give way. Here's Hoyle. Himalayan takes the lead. Drawbridge falls back to second. Hoyle almost got a 2-for-1 deal out of that. Couldn't make it stick. Himalayan did not give up on that fight. Now can Drawbridge get it back? Or is Hoyle going to put him down into third? Oh, and a big hit there from Hoyle. And around goes Drawbridge and into the Armco. And here comes Aaron Collingwood to take over the third spot as Drawbridge needs to get his car going. And he'll have to pit. And there's a good chance Drawbridge will have that incident looked at after the race as he is going to head into the pits. Oh, and he runs wide there. The wing's broken. He's got no front end grip. So the real question is now, and yes, it will be a yes, Felix Neguar, your championship points leader, is going to be in front of Jay Drawbridge. How far down the running order does he drop? And Drawbridge is going to come out into 8th spot behind Brandon Glover, who was your pole sitter. So now the cars are spread out. Ville Himalayan's got a 4.5 second lead over Jack Hoyle. Hoyle's got a 3.5 second lead over Aaron Collingwood for third. Saba Siktu is 8+ back of that in fourth. You go 9 back from that, it's Felix Neguar. And you see Drawbridge goes to the inside of Glover trying to make this move to at least pick up the 7th spot around the outside. Glover's not going to give up the spot very easily. They're still side by side. Drawbridge falls back, which is going to give him the DRS advantage heading down the front stretch. Glover tucks in right behind him. Glover, even though he doesn't have the DRS advantage, might be able to make a move. Going to try for a crossover, and now Glover will have the DRS. Heading down to the next corner, but Drawbridge has managed to pull this out. So 4 laps to go in this race, and Drawbridge now pulling away from Brandon Glover. Sanjay Sourhog picks up a 3-second time penalty. So we'll go down the running order. Ville Himalayan is your leader. Looks like he's coming up on the, looks like probably the lap car of Thomas Scott, Alexander Bastos. You see Jay Drawbridge just ran the fastest lap of 1:18.5. So that's going to best Sandre's effort to run fastest lap. Jack Hoyle currently running second. Though he had that incident with Jay Drawbridge. We'll see how that plays out at the end of the race. But for now, he is second spot. Aaron Collingwood running in third. Saba Siktu at the Haas running fourth. A good day for him. Felix Naguar, if they finish the way they're running right now, he will retain the championship points lead by the narrowest of margins over Jay Drawbridge. Cam Valhoon's been pretty quiet all day, but running a solid 6th place. Jay Drawbridge is up to 7th. Brandon Glover, who started on pole, unfortunately running 8th. Rough day for him, but good to see him getting a pole position for the first time in a long time. Sanjay Sourhog running in 9th. And props to Alexander Bastos, who's been quietly running in the back and has managed to work his way into the 10th spot due to the DNFs of Thomas Scott, Lewis Curtis, Luke Smith, Gabriel Ryan, and Louis Quinlan. So Alexander Bastos going to finish out with a point today. And Jay Drawbridge just ran another fastest lap. And Bastos just picks up a 3-second time penalty. Himalayan out in front. Did not participate in the last round. In fact, the last time we saw Himalayan was back at round 5 at the French Grand Prix, where he finished in 4th. And Jay Drawbridge again runs the fastest lap, and he's actually caught Ken Balhoun to take over the 6th spot. So since coming out of the pits from that incident with Jack Hoyle, Jay Drawbridge has been on a tear. We see a caution in Sector 2. So Drawbridge is a man on a mission. His next target would coincidentally be championship points leader Felix Naguar, but I don't think Drawbridge is going to make up 8 seconds in the next lap and a half. Himalayan has just started the final lap. He's followed by Jack Hoyle. Hoyle would stand to pick up his 4th podium of the year if nothing happens after the race penalty-wise. I'm sure there will be some discussion about that. Aaron Collingwood would pick up his 2nd podium of the year. Incidentally, his last podium was back in round 5 at the French Grand Prix, where he also picked up 3rd there. Saba Siktu will pick up his best finish of the season so far with a 4th place finish. Felix Naguar would retain the points lead, again only by the narrowest of margins. Jay Drawbridge, we know what happened to him. Ken Balhoun with another solid day, but he finished 8th back in France. You see, there's your winner, Ville Himalayan. Jack Hoyle has crashed in the front stretch after crossing the line. Aaron Collingwood, Saba Siktu, Felix Naguar coming across the line now. Jay Drawbridge is coming across the line. Ken Balhoun. Brandon Glover. And he is followed very closely by Sondre Sauerhog. And Jay Drawbridge has very quickly left this session at the end of this race. So congratulations to Ville Himalayan, picking up his first win of his IRL career. Jack Hoyle gets all the podium for the 4th time this year, followed by Aaron Collingwood. You see Saba Siktu, Felix Naguar, Jay Drawbridge, Ken Balhoun, Brandon Glover, unfortunately, started on pole all the way down to 8th, Sondre Sauerhog, and Thomas Scott. I'm sorry, not Thomas Scott, Alexander Bastos. I don't know why I keep getting those two confused. Alexander Bastos rounding out your top 10 points-paying positions. Meanwhile, Thomas Scott, Lewis Curtis, Luke Smith, Gabriel Ryan, and Louis Quinlan all having DNFs. So another amazing round today. There's going to be some talk afterwards, I'm sure, about the Jay Drawbridge and Jack Hoyle incident. They're already having some radio chatter on PSN. It'll be interesting to see what comes of that. But another outstanding IRL weekend. We had F2 yesterday. We had the GT3 League. And you'll be able to pick up more of that action. You can definitely check us out on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment. You can check us out online, International Racing League-IRL.com. And next week, we get to do it all again. We'll have the... looks like we're going to have the GT3 Gran Turismo race at Suzuka next week on Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, we will have F1 and F2 at the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. So, another amazing day. Be sure to check us out online to get all the updates on news, stats, points. And be sure to like us here on YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment. You can also like and subscribe and comment to my YouTube page, KAMIKAZE-FOX. And another amazing race. I want to thank everybody for joining in today. A lot of chat going on in the live chat. It was good to see. And be sure to check us out online to get any news and updates on today's events. Penalties coming, hard to say. Lots of talk going on in the back. Jay says he was hit. Hoyle says it didn't touch him on his screen. There's some talk going on between Alexander Bastos and Gabriel Ryan. Obviously, Lewis Curtis's car played a factor with one of the DNFs. So lots to talk about moving into the next round, but be sure to check us out in Austria. And we'll see you guys in the next race. Thanks for joining in.